My wife is extremely germaphobic. In 3 years of marriage, she found my leftovers disgusting. But yesterday, I saw her eat half a bowl of rice left by her male assistant. But I didn't make a scene or expose her. The next day, I treated the whole company to a lavish dinner. The end of the meal, in front of everyone, I poured everyone's leftover rice into her bowl, forcing her to eat every last grain. Otherwise, it was divorce. That afternoon, my wife suddenly called, saying she had to work late and couldn't come home for dinner. Coincidentally, a friend called, and we decided to go for hot pot. As we passed a restaurant, my friend pointed to a table by the floor-to-ceiling window. "Look at that woman. Doesn't she look like your wife?" I glanced over, though I only saw her back. I recognized Guotiani instantly. Sitting opposite her was Lu Xing, the new assistant who joined the company less than a month ago. Lu Xing looked worried, frowning at the remaining fried rice in his bowl. The next second, Guotiani actually took that bowl of fried rice. She ate it all, not a grain left. I was stunned, frozen in place. Guotiani has severe germophobia. For 3 years of marriage, we've always used separate utensils. Once, I forgot to use a serving spoon to give her a piece of fish, and right in front of me, she dumped the entire bowl of rice and the plate of fish. She even uses multiple layers of protection when handling food, which is why we haven't had children in 3 years. But now, she's eating food left by another man. I pushed open the door, stared at her empty bowl, and asked with a smile, "Was it good?" The tenderness in Guotiani's eyes instantly turned to panic. "Honey." Lu Xing couldn't finish, and there was so much left. I didn't want to waste food, so I ate it. Don't overthink it. But I just smiled calmly. "Didn't you say you had to work late today? Done already?" There were some last-minute changes to the project, so it didn't require rushing anymore. Before Guotiani could finish, Lu Xing suddenly chimed in, "Mr. Xiao, have you never worked on a project before?" Sudden changes like that happen often on projects. I looked at Lu Xing beside me. "Did I ask you anything?" "What's it to you?" Lu Xing looked wronged. Guotiani quickly grabbed my hand. "Okay, honey, my subordinate was hungry, so I brought him out for a meal. He's a colleague, don't scare him." Lu Xing tugged gently at Guotiani's sleeve. "Ms. Guo, I'm full. Can you take me home? It's hard to get a cab at this hour." Guotiani looked at me. "Honey, you're not mad, are you? How about I take Lu Xing home first?" I didn't object, just smiled and replied, "Go ahead." Guotiani immediately put on her coat and left without looking back. I pretended nothing happened and continued eating with my friend. The next day, near the end of work, I stormed into the CEO's office. "Everyone, stop what you're doing. We're leaving early today. I'm treating everyone to a big dinner." No one moved until Guotiani said, "Everyone, let's go home." Only then did they put down their work and follow me to the hotel. Dinner was quick. As soon as the last person put down their chopsticks, I asked, "Everyone's done eating, right? Full? Full? Full?" Everyone said they were full. I asked the waiter to bring a big bowl and put it in front of Guotiani. Then I got up and took everyone's leftovers and put them all in the big bowl in front of Guotiani. Guotiani looked at me, confused. I smiled at her. "Eat up. Didn't you say you were afraid of wasting food? Then eat all the food left by the colleagues in the president's office." The pressure in the private room dropped instantly. Guotiani's face turned pale. "Honey, I'm already full." I didn't hear an explanation. Lu Xing said, "Anyway, the food in this bowl today. If you don't finish it, you're not leaving. Mr. Xiao, you've been a stay-at-home husband for 3 years, never looking at prices when you buy things, always relying on President Guo. Now, over a trivial matter, you're making President Guo look bad. You're really so thoughtless. Wife, eat up. How can you eat leftovers from my meal, but turn your nose up at the leftovers from other employees? Are you playing favorites?" Guotiani looked at me, then at the big bowl of leftovers in front of her. After hesitating for a moment, she finally picked up her chopsticks and began to eat a lot. "President Guo, don't eat anymore. You'll stuff your stomach. Why do you listen to him so much? He doesn't earn a single cent. Why should you let him boss you around? Stop eating. He doesn't care about you, but I do. You care so much about other people's wives, huh? Then you eat it for her. My appetite is small, I can't eat that much. You're just deliberately making things difficult for me." "Then shut up." "Guotiani." I took out another pair of chopsticks and handed them to her. Guotiani took the chopsticks and kept shoveling food into her mouth. She couldn't even swallow and kept gagging. Finally, she couldn't take it anymore and bent over to throw up. Lu Xing, who was beside her, cried with concern. He patted Guotiani's back and yelled, "You man, you don't deserve to be President Guo's husband at all. Not only do you not help President Guo, but you're constantly causing trouble and harming her." "I don't deserve it." "Do you deserve it? You want to jump to the top." "My relationship with President Guo is purely professional. Don't spout nonsense. How can you prove that? Why don't you resign yourself?" Resign? I'm doing fine. Guitiani, with tears streaming from her eyes from vomiting, suddenly spoke. You're fired. Lu Xing was stunned, then put on a look of feigned surprise, and shouted tremblingly. Get out. Guitiani, who had never yelled at me before, suddenly stood up and shouted, You little punk, you don't have the right to speak. I walked directly up to Lu Xing, clapped my hands and said, You scoundrel, shameless person. I don't have a position in the company, true, I don't have the right, but as your husband, I have the right to fire him. Guitiani immediately hugged the crying Lu Xing. You're going too far. Maybe he felt a shred of guilt before when I caught him eating that meteor feast. Now that guilt is completely gone. It's because I spoil you too much that you've become so lawless. As punishment, I'm going to cancel all your cards. Isn't that a bit much, Ms. Gua? Mr. Xiao was treating today. If you cancel all his cards, how is he supposed to pay? This meal must be at least $10,000. That's enough to file a case. If Mr. Xiao can't pay the bill, he'll probably get taken away by the police. Guitiani got angry and said in one breath, Xiao Yuxuan, apologize to Lu Xing. I won't pursue this matter today. Are you crazy or am I crazy? I have to apologize to him? Ms. Gua, please don't let my situation cause trouble between you and Mr. Xiao. I'm just an assistant. It's okay if I suffer a little. Mr. Xiao, it's all my fault. Please don't be angry with Ms. Gua. I'll apologize to you. Lu Xing grabbed my wrist. He actually squeezed it hard. I was in so much pain that I flung him away. Get lost. Actually, I didn't use much force, but Lu Xing flew out and landed on the table. He knocked all the plates and bowls onto the floor. Xiao Yuxuan, you're lying. My face was pushed to the side by him. I licked my lips. A strange taste spread through my mouth. I suddenly realized, are you blind? He squeezed me hard, and I didn't use any force at all. He's faking it. Guitiani helped Lu Xing up from the ground and used the bracelet. I gave him for his birthday to bandage Lu Xing's bleeding wrist. That bracelet had his name on it. I embroidered it myself. Now those words are stained red with Lu Xing's blood. Let's go. Guitiani put her arm around Lu Xing's shoulder and left without looking back. The others also found excuses and left as quickly as possible. The large private room was left with just me. A waiter knocked and came in. Excuse me, sir. Do you need to pay the bill? I took out my card from my bag. Pay up. He swiped it and it showed insufficient funds. I'm sorry, sir. This card won't work. I gave him another one, and it still showed insufficient funds. A total of 7 cards. Not a single one worked. Guitiani really canceled all my cards. The waiter just looked at me. Sir, do you have any other payment methods? I tried to contact my friend. But my friend seemed to be busy. He wasn't answering my calls or replying to my messages. Don't worry, I'll definitely pay the bill. The waiter was getting impatient. He called on his walkie-talkie. Manager Wu, we have someone here trying to dine and dash. Soon, the hotel manager arrived with the police. Sir, please come with us. I tried to explain to the police, but they saw it as just excuses. I was taken to the police station to give a statement. That's when my friend finally called me back. 20 minutes later, he rushed to the police station and paid my bill. That's how I got out. Me, the sole heir of the Feiyu group, getting taken to the police station for not being able to pay? If this got out, people would laugh their heads off. My ambition used to be a good husband, to cooperate well with my wife who likes being a strong woman. I never expected that, after I put Guitiani in a high position, the first person she'd get rid of was me. When I got back to the front door, there was a pair of men's leather shoes. They were the same ones Lu Xing was wearing today. Guitiani heard the noise and came out of the bedroom. She happened to make eye contact with me. I didn't say anything and just charged into the bedroom. I saw Lu Xing with his shirt off, wearing Guitiani's sleep pants. The sleep pants were short and tight. He was drying his hair. It was clear he'd just showered. I walked away. My own husband almost got into trouble, and she turned around and brought her assistant home? Guitiani, you're something else. Don't misunderstand. Lu Xing's clothes were dirty. The hotel was close to home, so I brought him here to take a shower and change. Guitiani's nonchalant expression made it seem like I was being unreasonable. Don't you have separate laundry? We're supposed to wash our clothes separately. She put them on him, but does this separate laundry only apply to me? Lu Xing still put on that innocent act. Please don't misunderstand. Manager Gua said she'd give me these pants. She won't wear them anymore. Did I ask you? We're husband and wife talking. Why are you interrupting? Lu Xing put on a look of feigned grievance. I just didn't want you to misunderstand, Mr. Xiao. You're so considerate, Xiao Yuxuan. That's enough. You threw a tantrum at the hotel, and now you're starting again at home? Is this what I wanted? Never mind, Manager Gua. Who can blame her? She's your husband. I'm just an assistant. It's okay if I suffer a little. So what if he's my husband? That's no reason for you to throw your weight around. Seeing these two bickering in front of me, I said coldly, let's get a divorce. Guitiani, Guitiani froze at my sudden words. What did you say? This is such a small matter. You want a divorce? Fine. Lu Xing and I, nothing happened. He's just a kid starting his career. I just took a little extra care of him. What's wrong with that? I don't like my wife taking care of other men. I find it disgusting. Fine. You want a divorce? Then you can leave with nothing. My money, my house, have nothing to do with you. Without me, you'll be left out in the cold. He furiously called a lawyer, asking them to bring the divorce agreement. Within a short while, the lawyer in a suit had the divorce agreement delivered. I signed it without a second thought. Guitiani also signed without hesitation after she saw me sign. Lu Xing wanted to laugh but didn't dare. Mr. Xiao, you divorced Manager Gua. You probably can't even afford a meal now. Why should I let you go? Manager Gua didn't tell me to leave either. Guitiani and I haven't gotten our divorce papers yet. I'm still the man of the house. Get out, you hear me? This house is mine. If anyone's leaving, it's you. Then he called for the household staff. Pack up my things and throw them all out. My belongings were piled up at the villa entrance. Like a small mountain, I calmly opened my phone and sent a message in a group. Uncles, I'm getting divorced, and Guitiani kicked me out of the house. The group exploded instantly. Messages popped up one after another. This Guitiani dared to treat our precious nephew like this? Looks like she's had it too good for too long and forgotten her place. We put her on a pedestal, and we can just as easily tear her down. How dare she treat Xiao Yuxuan like this? I think she's tired of living. Stop arguing and get moving. Why aren't you leaving yet? You're not reluctant to leave, are you? After all, forget living here, you won't even get a glimpse of such a huge, luxurious villa again. What a shame. Just as he was reveling in her misfortune, a prosecutor's car was speeding towards them. Seeing the prosecutor's car stop at the villa entrance, Guitiani and Lu Xing were stunned. We are now seizing this villa by law. Nothing inside is to be removed. They then affixed a seal to the main gate. Guitiani blocked the law enforcement officers. Seize my house? Who gave you the right? One of the prosecutors stepped forward. Here are our work IDs and the seizure notice. Someone has reported you for suspected abuse of power and embezzlement of public property. We are legally seizing your assets. It's not just this villa. All assets under your name will be frozen. How is that possible? Who reported me? Do you have proof? All senior executives of Feiyu Group jointly reported you, and we have already obtained solid evidence. This evidence is enough to keep you in prison for a long time. All senior executives jointly reported? That's impossible. His phone suddenly rang. After answering, a voice came from the other end. Me. After hanging up, Guitiani paced back and forth furiously. Ms. Gua, what exactly is going on? Why has your house suddenly been seized? Is someone behind this? These old guys are usually so obedient. Why are they all suddenly targeting me? When did they become so united? There must be something fishy. My driver arrived at this moment. Young master, I apologize, I'm late. There was some traffic. It's okay. I'm not in a hurry. Let's watch the show here. I pointed to the luggage to the side. I don't need any of this. Just pack these few items in the car for me. Guitiani was stunned. You have a driver? Why does he call you young master? Before we got married, I was indeed a young master. Do you really think that just because my father handed the company over to you, you're the true owner of Feiyu? In the end, Feiyu still belongs to the Xing family. You don't think that just because you're the CEO, you can kick me, the chairman who holds 50% of the company's shares, to the curb, do you? Guitiani looked at me with surprise. Half of Feiyu's shares are with you? What else would it be? My father isn't stupid enough to give the group's shares to a lunatic. Dad clearly said when he left, when I'd been in office for 3 full years, the shares under his name would automatically transfer to me. I completed 3 years last month. That contract should have been effective long ago. I couldn't help but laugh. Are you confused? The transfer of your father's shares to you requires my signature. I haven't signed yet, so that contract is just a piece of paper. And the contract specifically states that if we get a divorce, these shares will automatically become void. The shares transfer directly into my name. Father and son colluding to plot against me, making me work like a dog for you all these years. And in the end, I got nothing. You? As I spoke, I saw Guitiani's face turn green. You're not the one who's won a beauty, are you? Guitiani's face turned livid from my taunts. But I continued, you should be content. At least you've had 3 good years. Haven't you? To the outside world, it always seemed like I was living off you. But in reality, you were relying on me. You're just an outsider, you should know your place. Who knew that after 3 years as executive director, you'd actually start thinking of yourself as the boss? Remember this. You're just an employee of the Xiao family. Without me, Xiao Yuxuan, you're nothing. Without me, who knows what company you'd be running errands for now. I saw your work ability back then and thought you could help me manage the group. Besides, you're not bad looking, at least cleaner than those PR people. If you had acted like a proper wife, Maybe I would have given you what you wanted, but you've disappointed me too much. Guitiani, standing beside me, heard my words and her expression grew uglier. I relentlessly continued, you should have acted longer. If you'd held on for a few more months, I might have been willing to sign the contract. Then you would have gotten the company shares, and it might have taken some effort to oust you. Your mistake was your impatience. You couldn't keep up the act for long enough. After hearing this, Guitiani was stunned. The board collectively impeached me. Was it because of you? Yes. The company's directors are all my uncles. They worked alongside my father for half their lives. Naturally, they treat me like their own nephew, just as they did my father. The reason they're willing to cooperate with you is all because of me. You really think they genuinely respect you as the CEO? It's only because you married into the Shao family. Otherwise, do you really think you could easily manipulate these tycoons who've been in the business world for decades? You're too confident in yourself. At this point, Guitiani was tearing at her hair, her face flushed red. Lu Xing still hadn't figured out what was going on. Ms. Gua, what does he mean? What do you mean Feiyu Group belongs to the Shao family? Why does he have so many shares in Feiyu? I looked at him and smiled. Lu Xing, didn't you learn about the group's history when you joined the company? It seems you never received any proper training. If you'd paid a little more attention during training, you would have known that the founder of Feiyu is named Shao, my father, Shao Han. Lu Xing was instantly dumbfounded. His mouth hung open for a long time. Seeing his expression, I could only scoff. You said I wasn't qualified to fire you? As I said that, I looked at Guitiani. You also said, I'm not qualified to fire your employees. Tomorrow, I'll officially take over Feiyu and become its new chairman. At that time, I'll announce your dismissal in front of all the group's top brass, and I'll also issue a blacklisting order across the entire industry. Any company that cooperates with Feiyu will be forbidden from hiring you again. This is the consequence of provoking me. Lu Xing immediately grabbed Guitiani. Director Gua, Xiao Yushuan must be bluffing, right? She doesn't have that much power. A whole industry blacklisting. You wouldn't step down because of this, would you? At this moment, Guitiani's face turned from red to pale. Husband, you need to talk this through properly. Cut it out. We've already signed the divorce agreement, so stop calling me husband. At this moment, Guitiani was already disheartened. Although we signed the divorce agreement, we haven't registered the divorce yet. We are still a couple. And I just wanted to scare you, I didn't really want to divorce you. So, you threw all my things out and canceled my cards, it was just to scare you? I was angry then, can you forgive me? I'll have your cards reinstated right now. I don't need those crappy cards of yours anymore. Besides, your assets are all frozen, so those cards of yours have become useless. As I spoke, I took out those cards from my pocket and threw them one by one at Guitiani. Here, take them back. Then I turned and got into the car that was picking me up. The moment I closed the car door, Guitiani suddenly lunged over. Honey, but my car door was already locked. He couldn't open it at all. The car then sped away. Guitiani could only stand there helplessly. The driver took me back to the old manor. This is a property my father left me. Its location is even better than Guitiani's villa, and it's much larger. The exterior resembles a medieval castle and it's staffed with over 30 servants, including gardeners. There are security guards, cooks, and a butler. There are bodyguards too. It's comfortable and safe here. Suddenly changing where I sleep, I'm still a bit unaccustomed. Lying in bed, I recalled when I first met Guitiani. She was a newcomer just entering society. To secure a deal, she didn't hesitate to block the manager's car. Even after being knocked down by the car, she immediately got up and rushed forward. She introduced her company's products. I was impressed by her tenacity and thought she might be able to help me manage a large corporation. This way, I could do what I liked, travel, grow flowers, and live a leisurely life. But the reality proved I wasn't wrong about her. She did accomplish that. She managed Feiyu for me. Although sometimes she used her position for personal gain, I turned a blind eye. My only request to her was to be a loyal wife while serving as CEO of the group. Clearly, she couldn't do that. Since she couldn't do it, I'll find someone who can. The next morning, I changed into a sharp business suit and left on time, getting into the car to the group's headquarters. We arrived at headquarters for the meeting. All the directors and executives were ready. The moment I stepped into the conference room, I was met with thunderous applause. Everyone had excited smiles on their faces. My uncles had always told me they'd been waiting for me to come back and take over the group. I'd barely been there 2 minutes when Guitiani arrived. Lu Xing was right behind her. I stood at the head of the conference table. I now officially announce the board's appointment. Starting today, I officially take over as chairman of Feiyu Group. Guitiani, the former executive director, is officially dismissed due to dereliction of duty. Lu Xing, the assistant to the president's office, for falsifying his academic qualifications and not meeting the group's employment requirements, is officially terminated. Lu Xing was stunned. He never expected I'd find out about his falsified qualifications. He was about to say a few words, But when he heard falsified qualifications, he went as quiet as a duck with its throat squeezed. Guitiani also asked in shock, "Your qualifications are fake?" Lu Xing's face turned red. "Ms. Gua, I can explain. I really was accepted into a 985 university. But I couldn't finish due to health reasons." I interrupted them. "Can you please go explain outside if you need to? This is a high-level meeting for Feiyu. Since you've both been dismissed, please leave immediately." "Oh, and Guitiani, please pack your things and move out of the president's office. I'll be moving in shortly. If you haven't cleared your belongings by the end of the meeting, I'll have someone throw them out." With that, I called a security guard to escort them both out. After the meeting, I went to the president's office and found Guitiani and Lu Xing still there. They hadn't left and hadn't even packed. Seeing this, I smiled and immediately said to my assistant, "Su Jiaran, clear out both of their things. My new assistant is a beautiful woman who graduated from Tsinghua and Peking University. My uncles specifically hired her for me." Then I walked over to Lu Xing's desk. "Your desks are so close together, why don't you just push them together? With things like this on your desk, anyone would think you're Guitiani's husband." Lu Xing snatched the photo frame from my hand. "Don't touch my stuff. While I'm not Guitiani's husband yet, I will be in the future." I chuckled. "Then I wish you luck in achieving your dream." Guitiani pushed Lu Xing away. "Husband, there's no way I'm marrying him. When I agreed to divorce you before, I was just angry. I never actually wanted to divorce you. I know I went too far this time. After I fired Lu Xing, you'll be in charge of both the company and the home. Whether we divorce or not is no longer up to you. Besides, Lu Xing has already been fired by me. Even you have been fired by me, so you have no right to decide his fate. This is my assistant and he's brought people over. Let's clear out Guitiani and Lu Xing's things." "Get out." But I'm still mocking Guitiani. "Don't you always think you're so capable? You think you got here all by yourself? Then go out and try. See if you can climb to this position with your own ability. This is the best chance to prove yourself. You should be happy, right? Soon all their things will be thrown out." Guitiani is almost in tears. "Husband, we've been married for 3 years. How can you be so heartless? Just because I took care of the new assistant, you want a divorce and to kick me out of the company? You're being too cruel." "Yes, it's precisely because you took care of the new assistant. I want a divorce and to kick you out of the company. Guitiani, you have today. Entirely because of me, Xiao Yuxuan. You were able to establish yourself at Feiyu and reach such a high position. All because you're my wife. In the past, I tolerated all your quirks, like insisting on separate meals and quick eaters. Even our clothes had to be washed separately, and even in bed, you made me wrap myself up tightly. You said you have misophobia. Fine, I tolerated it. But how can someone with misophobia eat half a bowl of rice left by another junior assistant? And why did you bring him home and let him use our bathroom? And let him wear your white pajamas?" I said all of this in front of all the colleagues in the CEO's office. The colleagues who initially looked at Guitiani and Lu Xing with pity suddenly changed their expressions. Their gazes towards the two were filled with disdain and ridicule, and even anger after learning the truth. "Guitiani, maybe you never liked me from the beginning. You married me just to climb higher. Living with me felt more like punching a clock. Putting aside your misophobia, I admit for these 3 years you've been a qualified wife. I've provided you with excellent compensation all these years. I don't owe you anything. And you don't owe me anything. We have no lingering feelings." At this moment, Guitiani's face turned ashen. She couldn't stand everyone looking at her and lowered her head. Lu Xing, still righteous, said, "Xiao Yuxuan, Madame Gua doesn't love you. You should look for reasons within yourself. Why are you so overbearing? And so inconsiderate? I'm not like you. I'm considerate of Madame Gua. That's why Madame Gua is willing to be good to me." I was instantly amused by his naive words. "That's because our positions are inherently different. You're trying to climb up, so of course you try to please Madame Gua. But I'm already in a high position. I don't need to please anyone. That's the biggest difference between us. You're talking nonsense. It's clearly you who doesn't love Madame Gua. Only my love for Madame Gua is real. Since you have true love for him, when he's convicted for job-related crimes, has all his assets confiscated, and is sent to prison after a thorough investigation, I hope you'll still be willing to stand by his side like you are now." Lu Xing was a bit anxious. "What are you saying? Madame Gua's assets will be confiscated, and she'll be sentenced to prison? That's impossible. Stop trying to scare me. Then we'll just have to wait and see. Guitiani has already been punished. How many shady deals has she made? Only she knows for sure." The next second, he suddenly knelt down, grabbed my hand, and started crying. "Husband, please, for the sake of our 3 years of marriage, for the sake of my 3 years of managing this company so diligently, give me a way out. I'm begging you. I don't want to go to jail. If I go to jail, my life will be ruined." I threw his hand away. "Begging me is useless now. The law is not on your side now. If you can return all of Qingtuan's assets, maybe there's still hope. Guotiani said tearfully, but all that money was invested. It didn't make any profit, it was all wasted. Even if all the assets under my name are used as collateral, it's still not enough. I glanced at Lu Xing. Don't you have a little girlfriend? Ask her to help you out. Lu Xing quickly exclaimed. I don't have any money. I'm just an employee. I haven't even worked a full month yet. I haven't even received my salary yet. Ms. Gua, is it really as serious as you say? Maybe he's just trying to scare you. Lu Xing tried to pull Guotiani up. Get up. Don't kneel for him. It's cold on the floor. To his surprise, the other person pushed him away. Get away from me. Husband, I'll use all my assets as collateral. I'll pay back the money slowly, too. I really don't want to go to jail. Just give me one chance to redeem myself. Hearing this, I said coldly, when you stopped all my cards and I couldn't pay the bill, did you ever think I might be detained by the police for dining and dashing? I didn't think of that. I just wanted to scare you a little. Besides, even if I stopped your cards, you could still pay the bill in the end. You have so many friends, you'd surely find a way. I, Xiao Yuxuan, in this lifetime, actually had to face contempt from waiters for not being able to pay, and even got taken to the police station. You humiliated me. Now you deserve to be taught a lesson. Instead of begging me here, you'd better find a good lawyer quickly to try and get a lighter sentence. Guotiani slumped to the ground dejectedly. Because she knew I wouldn't show her any more mercy, Lu Xing squatted beside her. Ms. Gua, don't scare me. I know you're the most capable person. You'll definitely get through this. Guotiani started crying. She grabbed Lu Xing, clinging to him like a last resort. If I lose everything, will you still stay by my side? Of course I will. I truly like you, Ms. Gua. All right then, take the watch and jewelry I gave you before and sell them to help me pay my debts. I have nowhere to live now, so I have to move in with you. Lu Xing's expression changed. Ms. Gua, are you joking? Why would you want back what you gave me? My place is so small, how can two people fit? Although all your assets have been seized. But your parents definitely have other assets, right? We can just live in your parents' house. Don't worry. No matter how difficult it is, I'll stay with you. I couldn't help but laugh. His parents' house. How could you even think of that? All of his parents' assets are also frozen, with the same unclear origin. Stop holding on to any false hope. Guotiani is now penniless, with tens of millions in debt. Lu Xing slowly loosened his grip on Guotiani's hand. She really had nothing left. Guotiani was stunned. Lu Xing, what do you mean by that? Didn't you say you'd help me get back on my feet even if I lost everything? Lu Xing stood up, furious and flustered. You owe so much money and were fired by Feiyu. How can you possibly make a comeback? I originally thought you were a domineering CEO. Turns out you're just a gold digger who relies on men. You're really wasting this young master's time. You're not a domineering CEO at all. Why do you keep pretending, acting like Feiyu is your whole life? Guotiani's eyes widened in shock. She slowly stood up from the ground. Lu Xing, what do you mean by that? Did all your tenderness towards me stem from my wealth and status? Lu Xing put his hands on his hips indignantly. Who doesn't want to find a capable woman and live the rest of their lives without worry? I, Lu Xing, am young and handsome. Of course, I should find a societal elite. Someone like me should be with a CEO. But you've fallen so low. Why should I follow you and suffer? Once someone starts suffering, the suffering is endless. The kind of woman I'm looking for can lift me up with ease, a woman with a black card that can never be emptied. Not someone like you who climbed the ladder with men and then forgets their gratitude. Guotiani's face flushed red from Lu Xing's humiliation. Enraged, she slapped Lu Xing. You hypocrite. You've really ruined me. What hypocrite? How have I wronged you? Everything you've given me combined isn't even $1 million. Guotiani got even angrier. She grabbed Lu Xing by the neck. I won't let you get away with this, you scoundrel. In the next second, they started fighting again. Lu Xing was pushed by Guotiani and his head hit the leg of a table. He immediately passed out. I called for someone to take Lu Xing to the hospital. Guotiani was also taken away by the police for intentional assault. A month later, my wife and I got our divorce certificate. Soon, the investigation into his job and the case also yielded results. All of Guotiani's assets were used to compensate the group's losses. However, her assets couldn't cover her debts, and she faced 3 years in prison. Lu Xing also disappeared. Later, I heard he couldn't find a job and was called back to his village by his parents to get married and become a kept man for someone else's child. I gradually got over the shadow of the divorce. At a high school reunion, I reconnected with my desk mate from high school. He now holds an important position on Wall Street. My wife stood at the shop entrance with baby supplies. We made eye contact. She looked at my wife's belly. Her lips parted slightly. In the end, she said nothing. My wife asked me, "Do you know her?" I shook my head and put my arm around her shoulder, saying only one thing. "Let's go home."